Hey guys, it's Diabetic Girl. And today I wanted to give you guys a rant. Yes, a rant. I know I haven't done one of these in forever. Or like I kind of have, but like not to this extent. Like this is like a legitimate like angry rant. And also what we're talking about it isn't my music department sweatshirt, just so cute. Sorry. I got it today and I'm like really excited about it. So, Okay, so today's rant is about the ADA. As you guys may or may not know, I don't know if I've talked about it in videos, but I have talked about it on Instagram, so I know some of you guys know that I am an ADA advocate for diabetes education. And so today I called the ADA to talk to them about a teacher that I have in school that it gives me a very hard time when I have to leave for class. So I'm like, okay, but I really need to talk to someone about this because as much as I love the nurse, she didn't really handle it correctly, so I went to go call them. So, they pick up and they're like, oh, hi, thank you for calling the ADA. Like, how can I help you? And so I'm like, okay, well, I'm here to report a teacher. I've had diabetes for 16 years. And, I've had teachers like this before, but she legitimately gives me these dirty looks when I check my blood sugar in class. And she yelled at me a couple of weeks ago because it's her job to make sure the glucose tabs are filled in her classroom so that I don't have to leave class, but she didn't make sure that happened, so she pulled me out of class and was yelling at me about going low, basically. And, I was 46 with like 20 minutes left of that class, and I was too afraid to do anything about it because I didn't want to get yelled at. So then by the time I got to band, I was a hysterical mess for poor Mr. Costa, and I'm just like, I felt awful because I didn't want to leave band, obviously. Like, you guys know how much I love Mr. Costa and how supportive he is, and it's wonderful, and like I was a hysterical mess. It's powder puff day. I have like eyeliner smudged down my face. It was a mess. I'm like telling her this and she's like, okay, well, how old are you? And I'm like, I'm 17. Oh, we can't talk to you without parent consent. What? Wait. Well, okay. 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 Well, we can send over a packet for your parents to fill out, and then we can talk to you. That's going to take like a month. To send a packet out to me is going to take a month. You guys are in California. I'm in Massachusetts. That's literally going to take a month. I work for you guys. How is it that I don't need parental consent to be an advocate for you guys, but I need parental consent to talk about something that like is legitimately life-threatening? So, I get angry, as I'm sure a lot of you would. And I'm like, you know what, it's fine. Whatever, I'll handle this on my own, like always. And the woman was like, oh, no, don't say that. Don't say that. And I'm like, no, like, clearly you don't understand. I try to not get my parents involved in my diabetes at school unless I'm like over 400 because I leave for college in a couple of months. So like I can't be having my parents fight all my battles for me when I am almost 18. Like I can't have my mom come to my college and go yell at a professor. I can't have her do that, It could look really bad and it makes me look like I can't fight my own battles. And I don't want that to be me. Like I don't want to be that freshman, if that makes sense. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Whatever, ADA, whatever. So I get off the phone with them. And I'm sitting there talking to one of my diabetic friends who's just like, are you serious? I can't talk to you because you're not 18. Yeah, I'm serious. And I tried the whole like, she was like, oh, when did you turn 18? I was like, oh, in a week, which is a lie. My birthday's in March, but whatever, like no big deal. I was trying to get the help I needed. And if you're sitting there like Diabetic Girl, you were just being wicked overdramatic about this, normally I would probably agree with you, but when I have a teacher who literally looks at me like this, when I'm checking my blood sugar, and she's like, Sonrisa, what are you doing? Because it's Spanish class. My name's Sonrisa, which is Spanish for smile. And she's like, what are you doing? Checking my blood sugar? Do you have to do that right now? Yes. And like, I know I wear a CGM, so like, I shouldn't have to check my blood sugar. But in 90-minute classes, especially, it's like it's the second class of the day. So it's like my breakfast has almost stopped working completely, if that makes sense. Like the carbs and everything from that are gone. Maybe I'll have like insulin left over if I had coffee or whatever, which I can't figure out this woman. And then like it's right before band and I don't have lunch until halfway through band. Like there have been times, like the day that I was 46 in Spanish class and I was like afraid to leave, I got to band and I was like 30 and my band teacher was like freaking out. And I'm like, please don't yell at me. Please, I promise. And he's like, what are you doing? it's fine, go, go. I'm like, I'm really sorry, like, please don't be, go. Because what happens is, and like this is, when I'm low, I get into this state of like wicked either confusion or like confusion, and I'm wicked over emotional. Like, you could say a dead cat, and I'd be like, oh my god, a poor cat. Is he gonna be okay? Like, that's me when I'm low. If I'm not like pissing myself laughing. And so here I am, like in the band room, 20 minutes after a 46. I'm horrified to go to the nurse. And this is also after the nurse yelled at me about going down to treat at 77. What do you want me to do? I know I'm supposed to treat in class, but when this teacher is inadequate and can't do anything about it, I have to come see you. I'm sorry. So I'm already all like BS at that point in time. And when I'm like BS and I'm low and something like that I find traumatic with a low blood sugar has happened, I don't even know what the outcome can be for whatever might happen to my emotions. So I'm like freaking out. And then I get to the nurse's office and I'm just like, isn't that nice? And like, I felt really bad because one of the nurses, we have 3 nurses, and like all of them are really great. Like, they're on top of their job. And one of them I wasn't like mad at, but because I was mad at everyone else in the surrounding area, I was a total bitch. And I felt awful because she was just trying to help me. I'm like, that's nice. Okay, like, whatever. Like, I felt really bad. And then I'm like sitting there and I'm like, I really feel like an asshole. But you know what, when like, it was awful. And so back to the ADA, like, guys, I work for you. I don't have to have parental consent to advocate or to do JDRF's walk. I don't have to do, like, advocate. I don't have to get my mom and dad to decide anything. So what is the difference between this and advocating? There's no difference, okay? I'm allowed to, if I want to, give my phone number so that when people call, they get transferred to me so I can help them. I'm allowed to run my own support group without parental consent at 17. But I cannot talk to the ADA without parental consent. Does that make sense to you guys? I'm allowed to call the pump company and order a new pump without parental consent, without being 18. I'm allowed to call and talk to the pump company when my pump breaks down and I'm not 18. I've been doing that since I was like 12. So where is the standard different? Is it because this is something that's going on in school, so I should be talking to my parents about it? Well, guess what? I can't have my mom do everything for me, especially because I'm moving about, I think, like 300-ish miles to go to college. I can't have my mom do everything. Not when I'm literally this close to being 18. Like, how is that even fair? I don't understand. And like, I feel really bad because I know I was totally rude on the phone. But you know what? There comes a point in time where certain things with my diabetes are not getting taken care of. And not being allowed to check my blood sugar or ask for treatment stuff when I am 46 is not okay. And this goes back to that teacher that I had last year in math who failed me when I tried to take out my pump. I never did anything about her, and look at me now, I have to retake Algebra 2 because she failed me and I was too afraid to say anything. And I didn't want that to happen again. You know, I don't want to fail Spanish. This is my last time. I have 9 days left of Spanish class. 9 days left, okay? Like, I didn't want to start a war. I didn't want anything to happen. I just wanted to get advice from the ADA. So by the time they send the packet, the stupid class is over. And I don't want to get her in trouble. I just want her to know the severity of what she's doing, you know? Because she does have a family of her own and she's a single mom and I don't want to hurt her. But at the same time, too, it's like, I know all teachers can't be like Mr. Costa, who's just really great and makes sure that I'm always okay and is very, very accommodating to me. And I know that. Trust me, I'm fully aware of that. My English teacher, her nephew is diabetic, so she gets it. It's nice. My math teacher, he's a great guy. He's really helpful, you know, keeps me safe. My teachers are generally very accommodating. And, you know, don't get me wrong, I like my school system, but the past 2 years, I've had just that one teacher that just really, I swear, wants me dead. And when I call the ADA to get help, because I obviously need it, and I can't get that help, I find myself very frustrated, okay? I may be a one-woman show when it comes to my diabetes, because I want to be able to show everyone that I don't rely on my parents for things like talking to teachers, because that's always been my responsibility to bring the diabetes to school. It's always been my responsibility to educate. They have an ADA member come out and talk to these teachers because I had a teacher like my Spanish teacher when I was in kindergarten who allowed me to pass out on the floor. So if you really found any of this a problem, why didn't you talk to the ADA when they were here in August? I realize that now it's December and like we're in the school year, but like she literally was acting like I was just gonna get up and leave class. Like, I'm not that kind of person. And I understand that the 2 days before, because our classes are every other day, I was like 40, okay? So I had to leave class. I didn't have a choice. I understand your frustration that I left 2 days in a row. I get where you're coming from. But at the same time too, you know, some days I don't always eat breakfast, and I know it's like really bad. I just don't have time sometimes. Like, I told you about this yesterday when I was low. Like, sometimes I just don't have the time to do that. And like, I feel awful. I don't want to be missing class, but at the same time too, I'm horrified to go to class. And what does the ADA do? Oh yeah, we can send you a packet, but we need to have a parental consent form. Come on, diabetes. Where else are you gonna fail me now? Huh? Where else? Where else? Come on. Hit me! Hit me with your best shot, diabetes. Hit me with your best shot. I might regret that in a couple hours. Well, I guess that's all the ranting I have to do for today. So I will talk to you guys later, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. And don't let what I said about the ADA affect you. I mean, if you can, call them. Good for you. I'm just gonna wait till I'm 18 and bitch them all out, because I work for them. That's life. That is life. So seriously, I'll talk to you guys later. I'm trying to think. Next video? I don't know. I'm thinking about doing a Come and Get It parody called Come and Buy It about the Medtronic 530G, because I want it really badly. So, see you guys soon. Bye!